Now, the Zambia Development Agency, ZDA, this year recorded nearly $40 billion worth of committed investments from 379 investment projects. This represents over 300% increase from the commitments made last year, which stood at $8.6 billion from 359 projects. Now, to discuss more on this, I'm now joined by ZDA Director General Albert Halwampa in the studios to give us more details. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us on set.
Thank you so much, Ellen, and good evening to the Zambians.
Now, first things first, how would you describe 2023 in terms of investment inflows into Zambia?
Thank you so much, Ellen. 2023 was a very busy year. I think we've never seen this level of traffic in Zambia, having been at the Zambia Development Agency for some time now. The inflow of investment commitment is at its highest. We've never seen these numbers before, but of course we are very positive, and we know that because of the change in the leadership that His Excellency Mr. Hakainde Hichilema is providing to the country. He's been very focused in trade and investment. I think this has been his very clear message, and this has been resonating very well with investors throughout the world leaders. And we are seeing these inflows, whether it's in mining, agriculture, energy, and manufacturing. And also the Zambia Development Agency, we've seen that the funding levels have increased, given the focus of government on trade and investment, and hence we are seeing these inflows from all over the world. So it's quite exciting to see how the year 2023 turned out. If you recall, in 2021 we recorded $3.2 billion of committed investments. Then in 2022 we reported $8.6 billion of committed investments. And I know my team then in 2022 were saying, DG, this is an outlier. We shouldn't report $8.6 billion. I said, please be mindful that there's a new sheriff in town,
exactly.
President HH. Just wait for 2023. Now we're at $40 billion. This is very good for the country. And I know that these committed investments, they have to be actualized at some point.
And have they?
Okay. We are already seeing close to $2 billion of these committed investments being actualized. We know that the investors are at different stages. Some are at feasibility, some are at financial close, some are putting foundations for their factories. So when we announce $40 billion of committed investments, we are not saying we are dropping $40 billion cash from the clouds. Right. It's a process, Helen. It's a process. It's a cycle. So the best example I can give for the Zambians is, for example, the nshima that most Zambians are eating now. I know they're having dinner. But that nshima comes from a simple process. Plant the seed. That seed, when you plant it, for 1 week, if you're not a farmer, you'd be thinking, oh, what's this farmer doing? There's nothing here. But after 1 week, you begin to see the maize germinating. After the maize germinates, it takes about 3 months for you to harvest.
Right.
Take to the hammer mill or mill, and then grind it into milling mill, and then you eat it as a nshima. Same with investments. These committed investments, they've got a cycle. Some of them in their business plan, they may say 6 months to actualize. Some is 1 year, some is 2 years, depending on the nature of the project. And we're aware of that process. So what we are saying to Zambians is this $40 billion committed investment is an indication. It's a message to say that President HH is doing the right thing.
Right. It's
a message to say that the seed is actually falling on the fertile ground. And we'll begin to see these factories, these manufacturing entities coming up going forward. And we'll not keep quiet about this, because if we don't announce the $40 billion committed investments, the day these factories will start coming up and we say it was because we promoted, because we facilitated, nobody will believe us.
Right.
So we've got to announce these figures from inception.
I bring you to our second question. I know that President Hakainde Hichilema, being the Chief Marketing Officer, has been up and running in several countries, DRC, Congo, Italy, Middle East, and the US. You've also been conducting trade missions. How have we fared in terms of the country in attracting investments in these particular countries where we've reached out?
Thank you so much, Elena. That's a very, very important question. If you look at all these trips that the president has undertaken, the message has been very clear. Come to Zambia and invest. It's the best destination. It's the best country to create manufacturing hubs, whether it's in agriculture or mining or, in other sectors. And the message has resonated very well. If you look at investments from the United States of America, you're looking at over billions of dollars. You're looking at some of these companies investing in artificial intelligence, some of them already having interest in the Lobito corridor. Those are big, big projects. You're talking of some of the investments from China, hybrid of solar and wind, to invest in Zambia to make sure that we are energy sufficient, supply to the domestic market and export the surplus. So we are looking at a lot of these projects that are coming up. For example, in Italy, we recently went there. Already we are meeting farmers that could be growing almonds to supply to the airline industry. They are huge off-takers from Italy to make sure that our farmers are brought into those value chains. If you look at Middle East, we've got off-takers who are willing to invest long-term into wheat, soya, and maize, so that they can off-take or just get returns on investment through the dividends. So huge opportunities. Look at DRC, our huge market. A third of our non-traditional exports are taken into the DRC. If you look at this year, we are talking of $4.4 billion of non-traditional exports. That is, if you don't talk of the traditional. Just Congo alone, we are exporting close to $3 billion. So that gives you, an indication that DRC is a very important market. And I'm inviting our Zambians, fellow Zambians, to begin to look at 2024. Just the way the president has set the message very clear for 2024. Let us be positive. This country is so blessed. Critical minerals, agriculture, name it. And DRC can absorb a lot of products. So I'm inviting young people, invest in agriculture. The maize from Zambia is hot cake in the Great Lakes region. If we simply exported $2 million, 2 million tons of maize, that's almost close to, $2 billion.
Thank you so much.
I'm inviting the young people to come into that space and take advantage of these opportunities so that we can grow this economy, grow the trade, and grow the numbers in terms of investments and create jobs and value for our people.
Thank you so much for coming, having shared your thoughts regarding the investment pledges and the projected actualization as we move forward into 2024.
Thank you, Ellen.